Hi everybody! So I'm just going to be doing this video on my couch today because I'm tired and it's comfortable, so yeah, and I don't think it really changes the quality of the video, so I just letting you know where I am. So obviously by the title of the video you'll know that I'm going to be talking about my OCD today. If this is your first time on my channel, I also have Tourette's syndrome, which makes me do things called tics. My voice kind of cracked there, which are uncontrollable sounds and movements. So if I'm doing any of those things, then you'll know what that is. But if you've been here before, you obviously know I have Tourette's. So I'm just going to be talking about my OCD in this video because I haven't touched on it very much in my other videos before, and it is a large part of my life, so I thought I'd just kind of try and talk about it and try and explain it a little bit. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get any shots that are very good because it's kind of hard to depict OCD if you don't have it, especially like very certain compulsions, but I will try and get some videos, but if I can't then you won't see this part, so it doesn't matter. So I have mild OCD. I don't have very severe OCD, and it runs in my family. My sister has OCD as well. So I guess I'll just start off by telling you my main compulsions that I have. Also, if you don't know what OCD is, it's obsessive compulsive disorder, which a lot of people misconstrue as just meaning that you're very neat and clean and organized, which I am none of. Sorry, the window's open. I'm sorry if you can hear people outside. It's just very hot in here. Okay. So, yeah, I am none of those things. I am not clean or neat. I love organizing things. They just don't usually stay organized for very long if it's something that I use all the time. Like, I love organizing books and I love organizing objects by color and all of that stuff, but my clothes usually end up in piles on my floor or on my bed. I'm just not a very clean person with stuff, which most people think people with OCD are, but that is not all that OCD is. A lot of people with OCD aren't very clean, but we do have compulsions, so I'll get on to talking about those finally. So some of my main compulsions, the thing that probably interferes with my life the most is that I have a big thing about grease and oil. So like whether it's like natural oil that comes from your skin or like grease that's on greasy foods or like on like butter or pan sprays or any of that stuff, like the kitchen is a nightmare for me. I can't handle having any of that on me. I just immediately have to wash my hands. I hate like holding pizza. Like I hate holding it. I'm one of those people who eats things with a fork and a knife just because I don't want to get it on my hands or on my face. So most of the time when I eat something, like if I eat chips where I have to eat it with my hand, I'll try to only use like 2 of my fingers, so I use the least amount of fingers as possible so I can have the least amount of grease as possible on me. And I try not to get it on my face at all when I'm eating, but I always end up washing or at least rinsing around my mouth anyways because my lips always feel like they're greasy then afterwards, even if they're actually not, which is a lot of what OCD is. It's things that aren't actually happening or don't actually need to happen, but you're obsessive compulsive about it, so you have to do it, you have to finish it. And my cat is scratching at my shirt, sorry. So yeah, I can't handle having grease on me every time. Like if I'm baking or anything and I get butter on me, I have to wash it off right away, even if I'm going to do something right afterwards where I'm gonna get dirty again. I just can't handle having it on me. So that is one of my main things. Another thing that I do is I have a lot of routines, which is a very large part of OCD, where a lot of it, like a lot of people have very set like wake up morning routines, bed routines, and a lot of people have those routines like brushing your teeth and all that stuff, but with OCD it's like multiplied by 1,000 because you have to do everything in a very specific way in a very specific number of times, all of this stuff. So like one thing that I have that is very numbered and routine is brushing my teeth. So when I'm brushing my teeth, I do it in a very specific order. I shake the toothbrush off a very specific number of times. I like flick it a number of times. I have a very set ritual for that. That's probably one of the most routine things that I do. Another small compulsion that I have is touching things a specific amount of times. It used to be worse, but it still happens, where my magic number is 6. A lot of people with OCD have very specific numbers that they really like. A lot of people do like even numbers or 2, 5, things like that. Some people's are very high, which is not good because it takes a really long time to do things, but mine is 6. So one of my big things, I've mentioned this before in one of my, I think it was in my tics video, so that was my first video actually, but when I am thinking about it and I touch things with my fingertips, I have to touch it like with all 5 of my fingertips once and then my middle finger once, so that's 6. And I also use my middle finger so that it's not skewed, so like I didn't touch the very side of this one, so now this side feels off. Quite a few of my compulsions are very symmetry based. Like if I step on a crack with my right foot, then I have to step on a crack with my left foot. It has to feel balanced out even though there's not actually anything happening. Like that doesn't actually balance anything, but it just makes it feel right. A lot of OCD is just you have to do things until your brain tells you that it's right, even if it doesn't make any sense. So another one of my compulsions that is very, it's hard to explain. If you don't have OCD, it won't make a lot of sense, which is a lot of OCD, but I'll try to explain it, is when I set down an object, like I put my glass on the table, for instance, if I set it down, like it can be like anywhere on the table, like, and it's fine the way it is, but when I set it down, it just doesn't feel like it's in the right place, so I have to nudge it and like push it a little bit, then pull it back a little bit, and I don't know what the right place is. You just have to do it until it feels right. And sometimes it takes a long time, and I'm just sat there like putting something away in the fridge and just standing there like pushing it a little bit, and then like I think I have it perfect and I'm just like, wait, just one more nudge, and then it pushes it too far, so you have to pull it back and do the whole thing all over again, and it's very time consuming sometimes. It's not terrible most of the time for me. I can usually get it done pretty fast. Or one of my tricks, which I don't know why it works, but it seems to help me cut down on the time that these things take, is like if I just can't get it right, then if I push another object slightly off of where it's supposed to be, then it cancels it out, which it doesn't completely fix it, but it lets me walk away and then forget about it, if that makes any sense. So I have to slightly wrong one other object so they cancel each other out, and it's okay. So yeah, that's one of my major compulsions that I do like every single day. Like every time I put the milk away in my fridge, I usually like move it at least once. I usually don't like objects like touching each other. Like if it can like not be touching it on each side of the milk, then that's good. But then sometimes I still have to move it even when it's like that. So it's very hard to pinpoint what's gonna be right. It's just whatever my mind thinks is right at the time. It's very similar, it's not the same, but it's very similar to repetitive tics, like like that one, where you have to do it a certain number of times until it feels right, until it's satisfied, so you can stop doing it. With tics, it's much less voluntary. Like with OCD, it's obviously an obsessive compulsive disorder, so like you're thinking about it and it's like worrying in your brain, and like your brain is worrying over it and all of this stuff. But with tics, it's a part of your brain where it doesn't take a lot of brain power. It's kind of like a sneeze, like you think about it but your body just does it, whereas like I said, OCD is a lot of brain power and a lot of thinking and worrying and all of that stuff. So it's very different, but it's somewhat similar in that way. We have to keep doing it until for some reason your brain says it's satisfied. So one of my OCD compulsions, I guess, that I've had since I was really young, and it's really hard to explain, and it seems really weird, and I don't know why I've had it, and it's not all the time, it's just like when I think of it, or like when I'm walking around, I don't know, but it is as if there's an invisible like piece of yarn or string attached to me, usually like my hands or my arms or my foot or something, and as I'm walking I can't get it caught around things, so like if there's a railing along stairs I have to like move my arm back out of the way to get the yarn or string around it so it doesn't wrap around it and get caught. Like it's not like I feel like I'm gonna like stop and get caught, I just hate the feeling that it's wrapped around something, like I have to get it off of it, I guess. And the same thing with my feet, like if there's something on the floor, I'll like, if I'm walking and there's like something on the floor, I'll have to like move my foot around it so that like it doesn't go like in between my legs, like I have to go like around it. I don't know if that makes any sense or if other people with OCD have a similar thing, but I do that quite a lot, and I have one that's kind of related. It has the same kind of string yarn thing, and I've actually drawn a picture of it, which I'll put on the screen now, which that's kind of what it's like. It's like I have string or yarn tied around, it's usually my thumb, but I did some other drawings on other fingers because sometimes it's on other ones, but it's usually on my thumb because a lot of the time it's like when I'm scrolling on my phone using my thumb, and then I think I have to wrap the thread around my finger, but like a lot of the time it's like, oh, it slipped off, like you have to like really get it around and try and wrap it around until it feels satisfied enough. Like that. That was, yeah. So I'm not sure if anybody else has that. Yeah, tell me, by the way, this is really late in the video, but if any of you guys have same kind of compulsions that I do, I'd love to know, so tell me down in the comments if you guys experience any of these ones. I'd also like to hear some that you have, but it'd be really interesting to know if you guys have any of the same ones that I do, because I've heard of people having similar, like, obviously a lot of people with OCD have numbers that they do and they have to touch something a certain number of times, but like the more unique ones, like the string thing, I've never heard anybody else say that they have that, so it'd be really interesting to know if you guys have anything like that. So yeah, I think, well, like I have a lot that happen all the time with like every single thing I do, where like I just, like I tie my shoes a very specific way, I do things in a very specific order, like I wash my face like at least like twice a day. I have to wipe my glasses off every time, wash them off every time before I put them on because I'm worried there's grease on them. I have like tons of little compulsions that I do throughout the day, but here's one of my last main ones that I do like every time I'm walking. If it's a sidewalk or whatever, I hate stepping on cracks. Or if I'm gonna step on cracks, I have to step on them equally with each foot. So like I have to, if I'm gonna step on cracks, I step on one with my right foot, then one with my left foot, then my right foot, then my left foot. Or if I step on one with my right foot twice, then I have to step on one with my left foot twice. But usually I try not to step on cracks because it just doesn't feel right to me. So I usually try and take like 2 or 3 steps on each square in the in the sidewalk, like each square that makes up the sidewalks. I usually try and step an equal amount of steps in each square, so that I either start each square on the same foot or start each square on the other foot, if that makes any sense. But I mainly just try not to step on the cracks, and then if I accidentally do, then I have to step on the other foot, on the crack with the other foot, so it's equal. That's one main thing that I really do. So I'm always looking down when I'm walking because I'm always paying attention to that. So like I've never really like run into anything like bad or anything, but because I usually try and keep aware of my surroundings, but yeah, I'm usually like, if you ever see me walking, I'm probably going to be looking down. Yeah, that's one of my main compulsions that I have. That happens like every single day. Sometimes there's days where I don't do the other ones at all, but that one's pretty much every day. I think that's all of the ones I can think of for now. I'm sure I have other ones, main ones that I just can't remember right now or haven't done in a little while, but I thought I'd just give you guys a somewhat quick explanation and example of what my OCD is like. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I will see you guys in the next one, and if you like my stuff and this was interesting to you, please subscribe to my channel. I got to 21,000 a little while ago, and thank you guys so much. I'm thinking of maybe doing something special for if I get to 25,000, so a quarter of 100,000, so that'd be really cool. So I might do something special for that, maybe including you guys, so stay updated on that. To make sure that you stay updated on that, go and follow me on all my social media down in the description below. It's always down there. I post my art and my singing and all of that stuff down there in those. So check those out if you want to, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye guys! Also, yes, I'm aware how many times I said compulsions and specific in this video. It was a lot. Sorry.